What is going on, Ive Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today we're going to do something special. We're going to talk about these videos that keep popping up non-stop, where it's titled, I tried intermittent fasting for a month and this is what happened. Are those videos helpful or are they detrimental? I'm going to go ahead and break it down in this video. Stay tuned. I made a video not too long ago about Matt D'Avella, about his video where he tried intermittent fasting for 30 days and he didn't particularly enjoy it or like it or wanted to keep doing it or saw any benefit from it. He did lose weight, but he wasn't trying to lose weight. He was just trying to feel healthier or something to that effect. But I also did a video about Rachel Sharp. She did it for 2 years, very long term, and she spoke about how she felt through the process. I stated that I enjoyed Rachel Sharp's actual view on it and that I can see value in what her video had to offer, but I didn't truly find any value in Matt D'Avella's video. And it isn't because he didn't like it and she did, because this video that I'm going to talk about is strictly talking about those 30-day videos, even if you liked it, if it worked for you, what have you. And there's a bunch of them that are popping up where the majority of them, the person showing before and after pictures, they're saying that they enjoyed it, that it worked for them, everything was perfect. And I'm still gonna say that they're more than likely not helpful for you. Now, I say this because they are unscientific. And although Rachel's was not truly scientific, it gave you a better understanding of the mentality of a person who goes through a long-term process, because those long-term process, like 2 years, they don't exist in terms of studies. We don't have studies of 2 years. They're very few and far between in terms of long-term studies, so it's good to get a synopsis of someone's process through that. But there's still massive limitations for that because we don't know for sure exactly all the elements that were at play. For one person to tell you what they did for 30 days, that is just incredibly flawed in terms of the scientific evidence that could help you, because we don't know if what they're doing could only apply for them. And then because it's not controlled, we don't know what they actually did. We can only go by what they're telling us. And yes, for example, I have a transformation video that was 30 days. I think 27 days to be exact, but it's a transformation video, which is my first video ever that I did about 7 years ago. I don't even talk in it. It's just showing you photos and it's a random transformation video. I don't consider that video to be scientific or useful in any way other than maybe to intrigue your curiosity to see if it works for you. But that's it in terms of trying to use it where someone is doing this 30-day process and then talking to you about what they did and all of that. And even when I did it, looking back at those moments where I'm just talking about it, it's not the best form of information for you to take. It could be somewhat insightful to see what the psychology of someone would be, but it can't help you truly. Bouncing off of the video that I did last week, what matters more than anything is scientific evidence. And I know you guys are gonna say, wait a second, what about if there's a bias or the medical or the pharmaceutical companies? Those things are addressed in my previous video if you want to take a look at it, but the scientific evidence still matters more than anything else. And then you can't find it within scientific evidence. You literally are just theorizing. And if you're theorizing from sitting at home and you're not even a scientist to even begin with, because even when a scientist theorizes, that's not even strong evidence. Even an expert in the field, when they make a theory, that's not even strong evidence. So if you're making a theory from sitting behind your computer, that's definitely not strong evidence. And someone just making a YouTube video, that is not scientific evidence at all. Yes, even me making this YouTube video is not scientific evidence, but I am talking about what it would take for something to be a legitimate piece of evidence. And when I do talk about things within intermittent fasting, they're based behind studies. I'm never going to just tell you something that happened simply because it happened to me. Definitely not in this modern time of my channel. And I do that because I know that it is not going to help the majority of people. Will there be a possible percentage of people that whatever I did works to some effect for them? Yes. But how would I know that? I won't. The only way that I will feel comfortable ever giving you information is if it's backed by strong scientific evidence. And by strong, there's so many things that I talked about in terms of the study. So please just take a look at my previous video where I break down some elements of studies and why some are stronger than others. But I just keep seeing these videos pop up, and they're very easy videos to do and then just put out there. And then I feel that people get those videos and it motivates them to try intermittent fasting. So that's good. There's like a 2 to 3, 4 percentile thing that you can grab from it that can actually assist you to some degree. Is it the best thing? No. Is it something? I guess. Can it intrigue your curiosity? Definitely yes, because that's all psychological. But can it actually give you evidence of what can happen for you? Don't look at the video and say, well, that person lost all that weight, then I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I hope that I lose all that weight. And then when you lose half of that weight because you just biologically you're different than that person, different height, different weight, difference in your cardiovascular, your hormone levels, exercise resistance, stress, so many factors, and then you don't lose weight as fast as that person, then you can be disheartened and think, well, this won't work for me because it didn't work for me as well as it worked for them, so obviously it's not for me. That's the negative element to it. So if you want to watch those videos, you can go ahead and watch them. I recommend you watch them for entertainment purposes, maybe the fact that you're happy that it worked for that person, but don't use that as your only source of evidence. You can take that, let it intrigue you, and then go into finding out about scientific evidence that can support the claims of what this person is saying, or just the scientific evidence that give you more information, more data, more talk about the limitations of intermittent fasting, the positive outcomes of intermittent fasting. In conclusion, those videos where they tried intermittent fasting for 30 days, they are not inherently helpful. So watch them if you want, but even if they're good or bad, don't use them as the sole source of information. And of course, guys, as always, I want to thank my patrons for my Patreon, and I'm going to go ahead and put their names right up here. And of course, as always, guys, I'll see you on Wednesday for another FAQ. Peace!